We've had a lot of CEOs telling us about the challenges they're having finding workers, but our next guest doesn't think there's a labor shortage at all. He thinks there's a different problem happening in the job market. Marc is with us. He's the former mayor of New Orleans and the president and CEO of the National Urban League. Marc, welcome back. So describe the working conditions as you see them.
Important news today is that 70% of the jobs that we lost during the COVID recession have now come back. And also the pace of jobs is 5 times faster than the last recession of 2008, 9, and 10. That's good news. On the labor shortage, I sense that there's a shortage of good paying jobs because this labor shortage is at the lower end of the economic ladder. And I think workers, particularly women who are in the workplace in many of these jobs, have childcare concerns, have concerns about, if you will, whether they're going to catch COVID, particularly in low vaccination states, and are looking for and maybe holding out for a better paying job or some type of opportunity which allows them to work from home. So we've got to follow the evidence. And the evidence shows that in those states, for example, that have dropped the enhanced unemployment benefits, job searches are no faster.
Yeah, we've been looking at that evidence come in, Marc, and to your point, we've done surveys even here at CNBC where there's a lot of different factors that go into why people may not be comfortable coming back yet. The ones that you cited, though, in terms of, let's say, concern about COVID or childcare in particular, shouldn't those pass by September?
I think they'll ease, and I think that's why it's important to see where we are in the fall. No doubt it takes time for there to be an adjustment in the market, but I also think that there may have been changes. One of your commentators earlier, I saw a quote, said that after this long-standing problem of wage stagnation at the bottom for many decades and rising income inequality, workers may be saying, I'm going to wait for a better paying job. I'm going to hope the economy creates an opportunity. Maybe I'm going to go access some training to see if I can up my skills for a better paying job. I think workers are assessing their options. I also think there's a lot of interest in self-employment, in people starting small businesses and looking for alternatives to working in a job that doesn't pay a high wage and where you don't get regular pay raises. So we've got to, I think, wait several more months to really look at more data and look at more analysis to see exactly what's happening. I think it's I think reflexive, but wrong to simply suggest that enhanced unemployment is the reason why workers have not come back. And then there's also a transition period because, as you mentioned, in the fall when schools come back, we may see more parents, more mothers get back into the workforce because now they can.
Yeah, Marc, that point about schools is so important. I mean, I know in my own life, we've got 4 kids at home, and you just can't imagine getting back to work and working 2 full-time jobs as a couple if you've got kids at home who are Zooming away and in their bedrooms, and you can't monitor what they're doing. So that's a huge piece of it. And then you point out the wage piece is so important to all of this. And I wonder if we're framing this wrong. It's not that we have a labor shortage, it's that we have a wage shortage. And employers are running a pre-pandemic playbook and trying to bring people back in for the same amount that they were paying them before the pandemic. What do you think it takes for employers to sort of break that mindset? Is it possible to break that mindset and move toward a higher wage point, or are employers just going to resist that either psychologically or just based on the economics of running their own business?
Well, Eamon, I think your analysis is spot on. And I think smart employers will face either I pay more wages or I can't meet customer demand. So there comes a point where you've got to make a hard decision as an employer or as a business owner. Now, certainly, some businesses may say, well, I'm going to have to pass that on to my customers in terms of higher prices. And you may have to do that to some extent. But I do think it's important for a smart employer to follow what they hear and also to try increase wages. One thing that's so clear as I look around the nation is that people are stretched with higher rents because there's a housing shortage, stretched because of childcare and the expense of that. And all of these things create a new post-pandemic reality. And I think that post-pandemic reality, as you mentioned, requires employers and others and policymakers to understand there's BC, before COVID, and there's AC, after COVID, and this is AC.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.